You probably read the title, but in case you haven't, today I'm going to be expanding upon my Angry Birds Space figure flock by making the bird Drillbird that was found in the files of a prototype version of Angry Birds Space. As you can see back here, I have already made a figure of the unused black hole bird. If you want to see how I made that, you can check out another video on my channel. If you want to follow along and make your own Drillbird figure with me, feel free to do that. Okay, so in the leaked sprite sheets that Drillbird is in, he is around the same size as Red, so I'll be using this Red Connects figure as a size comparison. Okay, so Greybird is a very, very grayish blue. There's a slight hint of blue, so I'm going to be combining a bit of blue clay and gray clay together to get the right color. Okay, so I have made the base for Drillbird. It's a bit smaller than Red, but I'm pretty sure it's going to balance out when I add the beak. When you're mixing the clay together, make sure to really try to estimate the size, because it's going to really suck if you finish combining the two colors together and then it's not the right height that you want it to be. I have had that problem quite a lot throughout the years. Okay, so I have now made their chest feathers, and now it's on to the beak. Okay, I have now made the beak. It has a little indent right here, so that it can actually fit on the body well, and at the edges there are points that when it's put onto it, it will look a lot more apparent, but I'm gonna put it on here and then smooth it out onto the base. Okay, so I have added the beak and smoothed it out here. See the little points at each end. Now I'm gonna try to do probably the hardest part of this project, which is adding the stripes on his beak. I've been thinking about it for this entire project, and I think my best bet for adding the stripes is to bake it without the stripes, and then try to put them on some other way, either via paint or potentially colored pencils if those can stay. But I will have to still carve out a little line in between the beak. Okay, so I have carved out the mouth on the beak. I just use this little tool. Okay, so I have added the eyes, and now it's time to go on to adding the tail feathers, pupils, eyebrows, stuff like that. Okay, so I've made two pieces to the tail feathers, shaped like this, and I'm going to stick them onto the back, kind of like how, well actually exactly like how Mattel did with their Angry Birds figures. If you want to have them sticking out the back, kind of like this or like this, feel free to do that, but if you do, I'd recommend using wires, or just be very careful with it, because that would make it very fragile. Okay, so I have now attached the tail feathers and the pupils, and now there's only one more step, which is the eyebrows, and then I'll bake it in the oven and then start working on the stripes. Okay, so here are the eyebrows. Alright, I have now added the eyebrows, meaning that he is now ready to be baked. But don't stop watching just yet, because after he's done baking, we still need to add the stripes. And I have put Drillbird in the oven and drew his stripes with a orange marker. Now, how it works on polymer clay is that it kind of wipes off like a whiteboard would, like whiteboard markers on whiteboard. But if you wait for it to dry, it becomes harder to wipe off, although it can still be wiped off after a couple days. So I guess I just kind of keep repainting a coat if anything ever falls off of it, or like it gets brushed off. An alternative to this, to make it more permanent, would be to just simply use paint. And that's a good idea. I probably should have done that. Well, anyways, here's Drillbird. Bit of a shame this guy wasn't in the game, but what are you gonna do? Thank you for watching. Now we can place him alongside the space block. And just to clear up any misconceptions about this character is referred to as Grillbird in the game. Any other name has not been confirmed to be official or not. This bird is not confirmed to be Space Hal. Just thought I'd mention those things, just so that there's no confusion around the board here.